A notification to the next person or people involved in the process is an important step. These notifications are also defined on the pathways between stages and will be triggered when an instance transitions between the stages. The workflow path that we want to work with needs to be selected. It will be highlighted in yellow and the path properties will be visible in the Properties panel on the right. In the Behaviour section, click on the Edit button. That opens up the Behaviour toolbox and the drawing canvas for the selected path. Any behaviour added to this canvas will be triggered when the form instance follows the pathway. Whilst we are perfectly able to use the normal behaviour commands, the most important one from the workflow perspective is the Notify command. Click the Edit button under the Notify Settings table. The Edit Notifications dialog box will open. Click the Add button to add a notification into the table. The table will display a summary of the notification settings, however those settings are made in the lower half of the dialog box, where you'll see 6 different sections. In the General tab, there are 3 options. The title should reflect the purpose of the notification. An attention level is recommended for any notifications that need the user to react to the form, as will be the case in this example. Do note, however, that the attention level will only be visible to licensed users who access the PerfectForms dashboard system to see what's outstanding for them. For users receiving a notification by email, this setting is not relevant. The role selection is very important. This will do a couple of things. First, it will associate the role with this notification, and that will be important later when we get to set access rules for different user roles in the process. Secondly, it will ensure that the notification is sent to the correct person based on the links that we've already made between the role and the default person in earlier tutorials. And that's because of the setting in the Person tab. You normally wouldn't want to do anything here, but just be aware that it's the default setting to send the notification to the person assigned to the role that it ensures it goes to the right person. In the Time tab, you can specify when the notification is to be sent. Once again, you normally wouldn't want to change the default setting for the initial notification. We will look at reminders in a different tutorial, and that's normally when we would make changes here. Also, nothing's changed in the Cancellation tab either, but do be aware that we are only talking about cancelling the notification, and that just means removing it from the PerfectForms dashboard. The Message tab is where most of the work is done. First of all, note that the option to send by email is checked by default. The subject is what the users will see in their inbox, so a simple description can be used here. In the body of the message, we can include a combination of text as well as taking data from fields in the individual form instance, such as the name of the applicant. We can do this by using the Insert Field button at the bottom. The form instance number is system generated, unique, incremental and user friendly, which in other words means 1, 2, 3, 4. You can use this as a handy reference number if you want. The most important button is the Insert Link one. Use this to include a link that will allow the recipient of the email to reopen the form instance. Remember that if the user doesn't have a license, then this link is the only way that they will be able to reopen the instance. The link will normally display as a hyperlink in the notification email. Not always a tidier link because it will be the full URL of the form instance. So to change that, move your cursor inside of the link and replace the word link with an alternative word that will then be displayed in the notifications. In this tutorial, we have covered the basics of defining notifications in your workflow logic. The notification that we have defined is a plain text one. If you want to use basic HTML code for formatting your message, you can do that in the HTML tag. In other tutorial videos, we will look at reminders and escalations.